Hello, everyone. Hey y'all, so welcome back. This episode had we have a lot to talk about. It
Oh
was just
Lord.
too much. So from Ashley to Charisse to what's her name? Zadia to Venetia. I think the
Mm-hmm.
person who had the least drama, funny enough, was Venetia, and she has had the least drama throughout the entire season. So
That
I
is
want
very
to go
true.
straight, and joining us is Braylon, Gigi.
What's
So
good,
don't forget to
everybody?
subscribe, like,
Much
and if
love.
you want to drop your comments, come over to YouTube because I'm actually streaming this to Instagram too. So let's get into the entire episode.
Ooh, a lot to talk about. Lord help.
So we started off the episode with the whole coming back. I'm tired of them starting off the episode with, oh, I choose you, I don't choose you. But, anyways, as usual, Zadia chose Cameron and Charisse, like I already said, dumped Nick. What do you guys think about this before we go into the main episode?
Well, first off, we already knew Zadie was going to pick Cameron, even though he keeps on throwing out subliminals and telling her, like, "Hey, girl, move on. You're not gonna tell me that this man is really, really into her when he keeps telling her to move on." And of course, Sharice was going to go where she don't have to have conversation. All she can have is a superficial lifestyle with luxury and leisure, and that's all she wants. Conversations, too much. Nick had way too much going for himself, and all she could really say is, "Oh, he's young and he needs the girl." No, honey. He just has a little bit more of a personality than what you can deal with. So he went to where it would be easier at, which I feel like is Marie. And that's my take on them. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I will definitely have to agree. I think, I've said this before. Young or old, you can be smart or kind. Young or old, you can be dumb and an actual social self-hole. And truly, I think that Cherie sometimes limits herself with what she can have in life because I think she's so laser focused on, like you said, Gigi, so articulate as you often do, she wants to be comfortable, but she doesn't want to live. I'm gonna say that again. She wants to be comfortable, but she doesn't want to live. When it comes to, Cam and Zadia, I'm just like, Lord Jesus, just say that more things were shot than just the damn camera, and let's move on. Damn, just and honestly, too, to me, and I know we agree to disagree on Cam, but like as we get towards the end, and we will talk about the preview, I think this just kind of confirms it. Because it's like Zadia is keeping herself in this yo-yo space of, okay, you know what? He's still playing with me though. He's still playing. He hasn't put down me as a yo-yo yet. And it gets tiring after a while. It's like, yeah, I could throw down up and down the yo-yo rather, but can you like use me for yo-yo tricks and stuff? Like show me off. So I think that's where Cam and Zadia is right now as well.
I don't want to say anything because I already gave like my opinion on them. But let's get into the
No, no.
episode.
After what you saw this week, do you still feel the same way?
I
Yeah,
still, and I'm going to show you why and tell you guys why. Basically, so let's
okay.
get into this part. So in this episode, the women had to meet the family and friends of the
Hmm.
guys, and I knew it was going to end messy, as it always ends. So all the guys brought their friends, their families, whichever one was available to meet the ladies. So we're going to start off with Ashley. I wanted us to start off with Ashley because I think Ashley was basically the face of the episode. She met Donald's friends, And it didn't end well because when they started talking, Gian was actually nice. He asked a very generic question, but then it got to when his female friend had to ask her own question. And I'm like, I'm going to leave you guys to talk because you guys, what I'm about to say, nobody's going to like it.
Now, I want to hear what you say first because listen, I don't, just say it.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay, so you guys are actually training me to the rules, but let me start first. Let me start first. I already wrote what like some part of it in the caption because I was pissed watching this entire episode. So Lakeisha is her name, and she came in. I thought she came in with good vibes initially because she was actually bubbly and all that. And I was like, wow, she's such a pretty girl. She's so fine and everything. But then she opens her mouth and it gave me the vibes that Donald had already complained to her prior to her coming here. So
Absolutely.
she came here with vengeance. She just came here to ask Ashley, why do you want him to change his chinos? Why do you want him to do this? Why do you want him to do that? It just like, dude, you have your mouth. In the previous episode, you actually laughed at this chinos comment. So I was actually taken aback when this whole chinos thing came up because I felt like she was joking when she talked about the shoes thing. I think if you're dating somebody new and the person tells you, oh, I would like you to also dress this type of way, the person is not saying change your entire self. Maybe once in a while, dress that way. She did not say, oh, I hate that you dress this way. In fact, let me even talk about the outfit. The outfit was shit, but let's just go back to our conversation.
Good
You
damn.
sat down there whereby your female friend was busy coming at me unprovoked. First question, I am
Right.
already defending myself. Come on now. The first question she asked was, oh, I heard about the elimination. What about that? And she was trying to explain that. And then she goes into, oh, why do you want him to change him? I heard about, like, girl, let her explain herself. And then people were kept saying, oh, she was being defensive. I understand you saying she was being defensive in the last conversation they had towards the ending of the episode. But in this, I would defend myself because who are you to me to have the audacity to come and meet me the first day and be running your mouth at me? Who are you? And for Donald to sit down there, for her to keep looking at Donald for help multiple times, and this dude just, I don't care. Like, I don't care if you tell me I don't like confrontational women. I really do not give two F's. But you're not going to make me look foolish in public with your friends in, like, no way. Hell no.
Listen, I agree with you 100%. That's actually exactly what I was going to say. There's no reason and no way in hell I'm going to be a person that you say that you're interested in and you like. And the first time I meet your friend, you see and clearly hear her attacking me, going just in, and you're just sitting there saying nothing. I feel like he did that, and I'm with you when you said that he had to been feeding her this information because the stuff that she was saying, this isn't stuff that she would know unless Donald fed this to her. And I feel like instead of him feeling like he was arguing with Ashley, oh, I'm gonna tell my homegirl, and when you meet her, she's gonna let you have it. I'm gonna go ahead and let her handle you because I can't do it because I'm a man. So he sat back and he let his friend handle his light work and, quotation marks. So I feel like that was totally disrespectful. And that just really says a lot about him because how can you say that you could protect her when you didn't even do it right then? Like that just shows that that's not really where you want to be. Like, Donald, I'm sorry. No, you're not it. One, two, three, not it.
Not one, two, three. You're not it. I
Wait,
can't.
wait. Before we
Um,
go on, sorry, before we go on, can I read a little bit of the Instagram comments because I'm actually streaming it to
Yes.
Instagram
yeah, go
and
right ahead.
YouTube.
And hey,
So,
Instagram.
and someone said you can't see the Instagram comment. That's why I need to read it now before it actually like disappears from where I am seeing
Understood.
it. So someone said, this is the end and they should be further along than where they are right now. And that actually agree. Ashley made herself look foolish. I West underscore princess said, Ashley made herself look foolish already. She don't need anybody else to do that. I don't think she made herself look foolish. I think she made herself look defensive. Like she has always been on the defensive since the show started. Ashley is not his girl. They are just dating. If she even can hold her own clearly, she's not his girl. But if you are going to introduce me to your supposed family, you are not going to make me look a fool in front of everybody talking about I like peace, I like women that are not confrontational. Well, your friend is confronting me. The F, like, you know, gosh, let me not even talk.
And
Like,
I'm
I'm not
sorry,
even
the way that she was confronting, like, listen, I'm not one that's just gonna, just quickly just assume, but I'm sorry, but the way that she was going in on Ashley, it's like, wait a minute, what y'all got going on? Like, what, how, like, really, what type of friendship is it? I know he said it was platonic, but no, honey, she just went in like, listen here, and even said that she don't want him dating nobody. Basically, like, girl, no, you don't. The disrespect was just too much. It was just way too much. And for him to actually let that happen and not have anything to say. And then when they went on their date afterwards, like, you still really had nothing to say about it? No. Mm-mm. Go on.
You, you know what it was, y'all? I think it was Donald. I think Donald gave Big Mac energy to that lady because it sounded like she was taking down his special sauce in that capacity. Just allegedly, in my opinion, for entertainment purposes only, because it really did seem like the friend was very territorial, and we have said that Ashley, does jump too quick, right? I think we've all said that on this panel for the season. However, in the same token, I think that Ashley had every right to be defensive. I really do, because it's just like, even though Ashley wants him to switch it up, if she did not want to choose him, he would not be there, right? And it was an interesting inflection point, because you guys remember how Ashley was saying that I get to choose, and how his best friend said that he also gets to choose. To me, I'm just like, you know what, Donald, you should, and this would probably been really effed up, but it is what it is. You should say, you know what, I'm leaving. You come with me. Y'all go out on a date. That would have been effed up to do on camera, but you might as well would have done that, because that right there was just that was flat out wrong, bro. I'm just saying.
No, and then there's the comment, Abby Amby, what did you say? But she was friends with him, or yeah, like, I understand that, that girl was his friend, but Ashley was not being aggressive, and the stuff that she was saying towards Ashley and spewing out of the stuff that Donald said, regardless of if Ashley is saying that, that's between her and Donald. For him to go out and basically, it seemed like he was spilling the beans, he was pillow talking, as you say, you know what I'm saying? Like, you telling her everything, and then you invite her to meet Ashley just for her to go ahead and, you know, attack her? No, that wasn't cool at all. There's no, I don't, no, especially not somebody you say you're trying to date and get to know and you like them, this and the other. No, you like the camera time. You
I
like being
want,
on television. You
yeah,
don't
I want
like
to be.
Ashley.
Sorry. I thought I was actually unmuted. So someone said this comment on Instagram. J Chris 121 said she has issues. She's immature and damaged. Donald is way too mature for her. I'm going to agree and disagree, because as much as I feel like Ashley still has healing to do, which I agree with the runaway resume, she has healing to do. But you're not going to discredit how she acted there. Someone was coming at her. I hate when people judge someone's reactions and not look at the action that led up to it. What were the actions? One, Donald was gossiping about her to his friends, which is normal. But you already created an image in the friend's mind that made her come ready to attack. And the fact that instead of him to sit and like make the two women see well or probably stop arguing, he kept quiet and saw both of them make a fool of each other on TV. I'm not saying like I were one West princess. I'm not saying he did not have the right to speak of his experience these friends. I mean, we all speak about our experience to our friends, and that's normal. But the point is, when you then notice that your friend was becoming heated because of what you already told her you're experiencing with Ashley, you should have stepped in because your friend came off across as someone that is grossly in love with you.
Right.
No, agreed.
Facts. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Donald and that best friend are on the reunion saying we're dating now. Wouldn't be surprised.
That would be the worst thing ever because then the
Hey,
friend will look
hey.
ridiculous.
Well. I mean, as we remember from last season, somebody asked, "Is this exclusive?" So just hey, listen, did that not happen or no? I'm just asking a question.
Stop being so
Oh yeah,
shady.
it definitely happened. So we know that it happens.
So
That's
just
what I'm saying. Like, yeah, like we all have friends, and yes, we talk to our friends. But this is the thing. I'm gonna tell you something. And this is something that I've learned. I'm a little bit older, okay? I don't talk to everyone or even talk to my friends about my relationship. Especially if me and my husband are getting into it. Listen here, we getting into it. I'm not finna tell everybody because guess what? Me and him gonna make up, but everybody else is still gonna be thinking about what I told him when we got into it. So they're
right.
gonna look at him or they're gonna look at me as in a different light because of what has been said.
Hmm.
You can't take certain things back when you say it. So I'm
That's
not about
true.
to put people in my business because it's not for them.
Right.
So I feel like that's how that was. Like, if that's somebody that you like, you don't tell, like, I understand you tell your friends things, but you don't tell your friends everything. And then have that person come into your face, to the person's face, and they just talk shit like that. No, you don't have that happen. That's not how that's supposed to go. And then you sit there and you say nothing, there's no defense, there's no protection. You are showing what type of man you are, and it's definitely not the type that I feel like Ashley needs, especially with her having so much trauma and needing to heal. She needs protection. You did not protect her. That's a
Facts.
red flag. That's a bumper card. That's a full force fire. Like,
Yeah.
flames everywhere, hot heat. Get back, don't touch. Ah, run away. Girl, like,
You
no,
know,
she don't need
you know,
that.
Gigi, I told you guys on the first episode that their personalities clash. For him not to notice that he ought to have stepped in, if we are counting the weeks that they've been together, this is up to about 4 weeks, give or
Hmm.
take. So by now, you should know that Ashley is not going to sit back and allow someone talk shit to her. So the fact that he sat down there, allowed Ashley be like, it's just so bad, honestly. I don't care how anybody wants to say it. And J Chris, J Sway, you guys don't want to see where we're coming from Instagram, because you can say big difference. Ashley and Donald are not married. Nobody should be married for you to protect the feelings of whoever
That
you are
part.
trying to get to know.
First off,
If I have to
first,
be
wait,
married
that
for you to
girl, let's
protect
just say
me,
this, that girl was his friend, and you can say that she was protecting him, right? So you don't have to be in a relationship to protect someone. You don't have
That
to be
part.
married to protect someone because I'm gonna tell you, when you're dating, if you see that the person you're dating can't protect you, why are you gonna keep dating them or why would you marry them? That just doesn't
Hmm.
even sound right. The logic right there just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like, why would you be with somebody that can't protect you? If I'm dating you and you show me that you can't protect me, why there's no way. There's no
Yeah.
they
way.
do they do not mesh. Ashley needs to heal from, because I think her trauma is way too much for this show. We've actually said this from the first episode. She is way too fractured. She's way too broken to actually still be looking for love because she's too defensive. And we've complained about this throughout the entire season. She has been on 100 from episode 1 till date.
Yes.
And that's why I said, when Donald came back, I was the first person that said this was terrible. because I could see the red flag from the sky. She wants to be chosen, and Donald put himself in the place to choose her. So she expected some things that he could never actually give to her. And as Venetia said, the only reason why he did not speak up was because he did not have anything to give to Ashley. And yes, I agree with Donaldine. I think Donald is still stinging from the first time he was eliminated. Now that he's back, actually still reminds him. Now, from the first time I agree and disagree. From the first time they met, he already started complaining about her. But let's move on because I feel like we're not going to agree. We're going to agree to disagree with everybody. Um, let's see.
Yeah, but I
All
mean, it's clear to see.
sorry. I think I need to respond to somebody's comment. J.Chris.121. All this defending Ashley's bad behavior and immaturity is not the answer. I think you are actually missing what we are saying. We are saying Ashley is she is not healed. She's in a situation where anything can trigger her. That
Correct.
communication thing triggered her way too much. Even I am still very confused why she acted that way. But still, in that particular scene, I don't care how everybody wants to twist it. I don't care how, oh, this person has been an evil person from the beginning of this scene to this time. I am judging by what happened there. And what happened there was that Donald complained to his friend. His friend came with preconceived notion, and that was why she was very combative towards Ashley. Because I am telling you, if I was to meet my male friend's girl, my job is actually to make her feel comfortable enough to date him. Is that not what a friend is supposed to do?
Right.
No, you're right. You're right. And also too, here's the thing, right? I get of expressing yourself to your friends, as I think we all agree with that. However, comma, I think it's the fact of where is your respect for this experience that you're going into? Because what I would have said if I was Donald is that, hey, listen, I know I told you some things. You can say what you need to, but say it respectfully because I am still trying to see what can be with her. And would that have solved everything? Maybe, maybe not. But I bet you this: if you my friend and you don't respect me, guess what? I'm not respecting you. And I think that, as Renisha said, it showed that he didn't have really anything to give. Real talk.
Yeah.
But listen, on some real shit, a person can tell you, even as a friend, your friend can come and tell you some shit about somebody, whether it's good or bad. But as a grown person and a person with their own mind and thinks for themselves, you are going to wait and make and draw a conclusion yourself, not going off of what someone tells you. At least that's what
That
you
part.
should do. Don't
That
go off
part.
what somebody says. Why don't you meet her first? See her personality, see how she acts, and then draw your own conclusion then. If she
Yep.
does some stuff that you think is foul, okay, you could bring it up respectfully. But you didn't have to come rah rah like a pit bull. Like that was just unnecessary. And everything you said was coming off what Donald said, not you thinking with your own mind. That's another reason why I feel like, hey, what else is going on? And if
Yeah.
nothing is going on, like, girl, like, learn to think for yourself. Show that you have enough respect for yourself to think for yourself. Period.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very well said.
Sorry. We'll respond to these comments on Instagram and then we'll move to the next scene of this Ashley and Donald thing. I'm going to read all the comments together, so we'll answer everything together.
Okay.
The comments are from J Sway, The Runaway Resume, Glow Keys, One West Princess. So that's nobody else's problem but Ashley's. Ashley is triggered way too much. Ashley is so aggressive. That's from her past hurt. This moved away. Okay. If she's easily triggered, that is her problem. She needs to recognize her triggers and step away when necessary. If I was there for Donald, I would have cooked her up to a crisp. Donald can talk to who he wants about his life. Wow, this is a Protect Ashley show. I get it. You all want all this respect for Ashley, but she has not been respectful to others, so she gets what she puts out. So I'm going to read Donald G's comment. Ashley is constantly saying it's all about me now. She appears to feel that she was doing so much for everyone else and not paying enough attention to herself. She may be overdoing a bit. So, first of all, let me just crown it up and respond everything at once. This is not a Protect Ashley show. We are analyzing scene by scene. Bet
Facts.
me, the next scene we're moving to, Ashley is going to receive lashings from me. But in this scene, I don't know how anybody wants to paint it, but she was not wrong. And yes, she's hot. We have said this several times. She needs to actually seek therapy because for little things to hurt you so much and for you to not be able to move past little things easily is actually very big red flag actually, because I don't understand why you can't move past tiny things and you have to keep reiterating the things over and over. It's just very tiring to talk to her because yeah, that has been majorly her problem in the show. But let's move on to other things. So we're going to finish the Ashley stuff before we move to others because I feel like that will make the live flow better because we're streaming both to Instagram and YouTube so that we don't lose our train of thought. So as usual, everybody will meet the other person, their keepers, to ask how their friends or family felt about them. And Donald and Ashley met up to find out what happened. And during this conversation, I knew it was not going to end well because, one, as I always say, when, oh my God, can this cat stop meowing close to me? As I always say, if you want to have a disagreement in show, make sure after your disagreement you guys have a private conversation to hash it out. Do not hash your issues out on camera. It never ends well. I've said this several times. So for
Right.
them to wait till they got on camera to start hashing this out, it just was not going to end well at all. So now they come on. He brings a gift. I think it was a balloon, something kind of thing. Yeah, it was a balloon, and she liked it. She was smiling. I don't care how they were smiling. I knew it was not going to end well anyways. So they start.
Mhm.
She started asking him how his friends felt about meeting her, and how did they feel because they were coming from for her, and he did not say anything. And she started gesticulating. And then it's like, why are you putting your hands in my face? Why are you doing all that? And he goes, oh, I'm trying to calm myself down because I'm angry. And then tells her that the kind of, oh, thank God I just remembered this word. Even when they were talking to the friend, he called her aggressive, that she's exhibiting aggressive character. Even the friend had to correct him and tell him, do not use the word aggressive. That means he has actually used it for her multiple times. So he reiterated the same thing here, and she got so mad that she stood up. Two of them were gaslighting each other. I'm not going to speak first because I'm already heated, so I need to calm down.
It was the fact of it was the fact of he said that she was DMX. I'm like, first of all, let DMX rest in peace. He ain't got nothing to do with this. But she was just asking, "Where were you?" That's all she was asking in so many words. And listen, I mean, to nothing but love to the Instagram people, but we talk about everybody on this damn show. Okay, and
Right. Everybody is fair game.
right, what I mean, and we have said about Donald that for some odd reason he does not seem like he wanted to step up, and we just held Donald's feet to the fire. So respectfully, respectfully, and with this conversation here, I think that Donald doesn't really get it. That in that experience of me meeting your life in real life, and that I could be a part of it, you didn't give a damn enough about me to save me. And I think that was the whole antithesis of the conversation. And I mean, Donald, at this point, bro, just show up to the reunion with your friend girl, and just say y'all dating, and and just move on. I mean,
That's pretty much where it's at because it's like, okay, so what happened earlier in the day, or I don't know if it was like same day that they went on the date or whatever, but what happened previously before y'all met up again to get to this point, there was no protection there, and then here you double down on it, and you basically like you you are so right. The gaslighting was so crazy that shit had me like hot, hot, like hot as hell. Because Donna, what are you so upset about? You are the one who created this issue, and you could have just saved it when it happened, or even reached out during the time before y'all even met up. Why can't y'all have a conversation? Why is it that everyone always wants to have a conversation on camera? Like, I understand you got to give the camera some things, but look, y'all can definitely do without the drama and the back and forth. Because there really wasn't nothing too much that I mean, Donald said some things, but come on, girl, you could have sat there like an adult and just actually had that conversation. You didn't have to stand up and walk away. I just feel like it's too toxic with both of them. She needs to heal. He can't protect her. That's not a good fit. Leave it alone. Cut your ties. Move on. Like,
yeah,
we're done with
I
this.
mean, yeah, honestly, to be real with you, I mean, y'all remember Aries, the beautiful Aries that came by this great panel, and how Phil was doing stuff off camera, but then when they would get on camera, it would be love ties. That means dramatized with love, y'all. Just follow me. But basically, it seems to me that the work that you need to do off camera is not being done because you are waiting to see how you can put yourself into a good light when the camera's on. And that's not cool.
For me, let me state my point. Two of them looked like utter fools. Two of them were, let me take it step by step. Donald D. Let me first read this comment, then give my opinion. Donald must not have watched the last season of Ready to Love. Using aggression, it was almost like using combative. Oh gosh, that last
Oh
season,
my lord.
Oh my gosh. Listen,
oh, that
we're not going to
combative
get on
position
combative.
was draining.
now
But
now
let's
now
get
now
into
wait a
this.
now wait a minute, Salon. You did use the word combative earlier in this commentary.
Now,
So
but we're not talking
Hold
listen.
on,
about
I'm gonna
that,
say
guys.
something. I've heard the word combative used so much even in this, during this whole season. After last season, I'm like, did they drink some of that combative coffee and was like, we liked it? Like, I'm not,
listen. Listen. Listen.
no,
Man,
like,
that shit, it
yeah.
was so draining. Like was it not about 4 episodes complaining about a combative? I was like, God damn, let's move on. Post-season drama, combative. This song, combative. I'm like, Jesus, can't you guys let go of this word? But yeah, let's get back into the episode. So
Yeah, but aggression is aggressive. As much as he has
aggressive,
used it,
nah,
it
nah, nah.
definitely is. It is definitely
Because
like
for me, I feel she's animated, and maybe because I am purely like African, this is how we talk. The way
like
Ashley
I'm
acts
irritated too. Like I understand, like it's personality,
is
okay?
the
Like
way we
she's not
act.
just doll. Like she has personality, and it's
Yeah,
not like she was pointing all in his face with them long
what?
ass nails, trying to scratch him up or something. Like she wasn't hood rat. You know what I'm saying? Like she wasn't acting ratchet.
But those are claws are quite long, anyways. But let's just say he already had issues with her gesticulating when she speaks, but he found a perfect time to complain. She came in defensive. If Donald doesn't like, she came into this conversation with the thought process of, if Donald doesn't come here and apologize and tell me his friends felt sorry about the way they treated me, if he never, like, she, our own thought was that if he doesn't come here being remorseful, she's going to light up. That was why when she noticed that he was not remorseful for what his friends said, because that's the way he felt, she was heated. And yeah, Donna D, she walked away. That's her MO. I would rather you walk away than do something you would not want to watch in the future.
Yep, that part.
But still, that just showed that as much as Donald and her keep talking about conversation, they are bad conversational. They are bad at it.
Very, very bad. And you can tell when he came in this state that from what happened previously, listen, his friend made his ball swole. Like she gave him some energy because he came in like he just, had
Nobody should
everything
give you
to
any
say.
energy. All this is what Donald is feeling. Let us
Oh
go
yeah,
back
it is. But
to
I'm saying like
Donald
before he
time.
wasn't expressing it. Oh, but now he's like, oh no, I'm gonna say what I gotta say, and you're making like, yeah. But
My point is, Ashley has a lot of personality and she can be too much
She
for
does.
some people. But for me, I just feel like Ashley is the normal day to day person I see where I grew up in. Like when we speak, we move our hands all over. Like every time you guys see me with my camera on, you always see that my hands are moving. That's the way I
Hmm.
speak because I feel it sort of makes the conversation move better. I just like it for some reason. That's the way I grew
I'm
up.
with you
That's
on that. I'm with you. I feel you. I'm
Yeah.
so
listen. I'm the same
it's
way.
like for him to
But what
complain
I'm saying is
about
she wasn't
her
getting
moving.
aggressive with her hand movements though. Like you can tell a person who just likes to
But
talk with their hands.
when
She
he complained about that, she didn't need to then say, "Oh, I didn't put my hands to your face like that." He was already mad. She was already heated. That did not come up
Hmm.
across as a joke.
no.
It was not funny. If that was a joke, she didn't land it properly. It was not funny. He was angry. She was angry. Where was the joke? I was looking for it, but I did not find it.
Oh, the joke is when she said something about slapping him. I would something and I'd slap you.
I'm
And
sorry,
he's
that
like,
joke
you
was
slapped me, and
bad.
she's like, it was a joke. I can't even joke with you. Yeah, that was terrible. Like, where did that come from? Why would that even be
Yeah.
considered a joke? Like that right there was uncalled for. I understand that he said something in reference to you as DMX, but girl, threatening to slap him is not that's not the
It's
way to
not.
go.
It's not the
That's
move.
not that's no, it's not the joke to play. Like, come on now. This man is already showing you that the level he's on right now is not in a joking mood. He's not there to joke right now. Honestly, he's there to let you know how he feels because evidently he's had some shit on his chest for a while and he wants to release it. But you're not really trying to hear it. He's not really trying to, give it to you how he needs to. So now best thing to do is walk away if that's not something that you feel like is going to be good for you. But don't
Agreed.
go back on that shit next week. That's the whole thing.
Yep.
Don't do all of this, don't give us the melodramatics. Don't give us the melodrama. We don't want that if you're going to just do the same thing.
Yeah.
So
No, I definitely agree with that because I mean, at this point, it really does seem to me that maybe and like we all have said, this show was a experiment to put something up to satisfy until the new season with nephew Tommy, but it failed miserably because as I've said before, this whole show called Make a Move, this should have been more about making a move for a relationship rather than moving for somebody that you barely even know. And in addition to that, like I know it's just TV, and I know we always say everything's in the eye of the beholder, but you know, at some point in time, you gonna have to own up to what you did, because any other dude who would have done that, that woman would have been gone. You know what I mean? And of course, we don't see all the eds and stuff like that. But Donald, all I will say you, bruh, is do not be like a particular person that said that they can't stand the show. Um, and listen, that person got called down their ish. They
Listen,
did like
Donald is
they did.
just there for the show, camera time. That's it. He's not really there for Ashley anyway. That's
No,
not
I
really
agree with
where he
you.
was trying to be. So it's just like, go listen. I'm so sick of the fake shit on TV shows. You're supposed to be trying to bring black love together. You know, black couples. Let's go ahead and strengthen our bond. And you're giving us this. This is very disappointing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
But let's
agree.
move on. We've spent a lot of time, so we're going to try to cover the rest under about 30 minutes. So we have to speak quickly. So let's go on to the next. I'm going to put back to back all the main topics, Zadia and Cameron. So Zadia met Cameron's friend Mario and he told her that, oh, he's ready for a relationship, even though he's very busy, but he's definitely ready for a relationship. And it was a nice meeting. Then fast forward to their date to ask about how he felt about her when the cameras were not there. And it's like, oh, he liked her. I thought she was okay for him. And then she's like, oh, but he told me we were ready for dating. And I felt like, wow, okay, that's good. And he's like, yes, I'm busy. But if you feel like you cannot wait for me, then she was, no, she joked that, oh, should I run for the hills? And it was like, oh, I'm busy. But if you're not ready to wait for me, maybe you should.
Hmm.
And the date was going really well. And he was like, yeah, maybe you should. And he repeated it 2 times.
Hmm.
I'm like, wow, every single time the date, I don't know, maybe at this point I'm trying to think because the way they are still good outside the show, is the show editing something for us to see?
You know, I think. No, go ahead, Gigi. I'll come after you.
No, I was just gonna say it's just crazy how many times he has said the same thing to her, and she actually does the same thing all the time. She asks him if that's what he wants to do. Girl, he's telling you that. Why are you continuing to ask him? Move on and make the decision for yourself because that's showing that you're not going to be able to make no decisions if you are in a relationship. Like I understand there are some women who just completely just lose their whole self of awareness and
Hmm.
control and anything for a man. That is not what true love is. And I feel like she's missing out on opportunities just because she's physically attracted to him.
Right. No, you
I don't
and
I
you're
don't really see the mental, the spiritual,
right.
I don't see the rest of the connection.
Right, and I think that this is to your point, Gigi. I think it gets down to the crux of it all is, is anybody ready to love? Because I truly believe now that dating shows are more of a social content farm of finding new talent. You know what I mean? Showcase a personality good enough that people remember you, or bad enough that people want to have energy for you. And then you use that social capital to turn to financial capital. And people are backing away from, well, they're not backing away from dating shows because Love is Blind is coming back for season 6 and 7. But still, it's a air of caution of, can anybody believe in love? And with Cam, I mean, dude, like, just say that you don't want her, because it seems like you're stringing her along at this point. And Judge Lynn Toller has always said, never let a person tell you that they don't love you more than once. And I feel like at this point you're holding on for the possibility of what can be, rather than holding him accountable for the reality that he wants to bring personally.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's just he's steady. He's giving you signs, billboards, bumper stickers, sending you text, emails, call. Listen, he's just giving you full communication that he. His friend said he's ready to date, but I don't really think he's ready to date Zadia.
You
But
know
what
what?
Like,
if
That
they're
part.
editing it? What if they're editing it? Because I'm looking at the future on the show. It's like the story is not aligning to what's happening on the show.
Well,
Because
yeah,
I mean,
editing.
the
Like,
same, because when we look at it, the same way they edited the whole Aries and this guy's stuff to be all financial stuff, meanwhile it had basically like the financial stuff was just like 1% of their issue. It's very,
exactly.
very sketchy why that's all what we've been hearing about. Meanwhile, they are good outside. So yeah, for whatever, but from what he's saying, let's just review the show. Watching the show, it just comes across like he has definitely hit it, and now he's like, oh, this is getting too serious, let me use my job as something to protect myself. That's just the
Exactly.
way it's coming across.
And that
And
and
yes,
that's
yeah,
Donald,
yeah,
sorry,
and that's
Donald,
not
yes, the women wasted this opportunity. Thank
yeah,
you,
no.
someone that is finally seeing my perspective. I actually think Cameron likes Zadia.
Your actions ain't showing it, bro.
hold on. Let's
and
listen. He likes her enough to let her know that he don't have like he don't like her. Like he has enough respect for her. Okay, it's a respect thing. He has enough respect for her enough to say, "Hey, I think you should probably move on with the process because I'm busy." And truly, it could be like, hey, I'm making time right now for the show because they're all going to make time for the show. Like you said, Braylon, listen, this is a casting call. Everybody's going to be, you're
hey,
going to be on television. So, hey, why not go ahead and make as much time as you can so that you can show up and have camera time so that people can see your face. You can start promoting your business and then you'll get more customers. Next, you know, that's more money. Why not? That's a business move. That's business 101. Do what you got to do. But when those cameras are off, the real relationship and what you're portraying on the camera is not the same, and it's not going to be the same. I don't feel, and I feel like he probably is letting her know, like, hey, you know how we are right here and right now. It's not going to be like that later because it's the cameras are going to be gone, so there's really not going to be a true incentive to make
exactly.
the time.
It's not going to be
Yeah.
anything. It's not going to be anything real. I know this is like a broken record, but when you don't have the dates paid for, when you don't have, the setup to be what it is, where you could do pottery and all these activities, and you're not dressed at your best every day. That's when the real rubber meets the road. And as we know, um, even though you may not like the show, you are known by the show, as we can clearly see from a former cast member who says they couldn't stand the show, but yet the Jasmine brand said from Ready to Love. So you have to be able to understand, recognize, and embrace the fact that if you do not fall in love with somebody on this show, you need to not fall in love with them on camera and be real and upfront with that. Because when people come at you, you can't be upset with what people do. It's almost like Housewives with for example Portia, how everybody was saying that Portia is violent. Guess what? You can't get upset that people are judging you when you put yourself out there on TV. And as a funny, I heard Luigi loves Zadia. Luigi came from the Mushroom Kingdom and just wanted to make
Please
sure his brother
stop.
Mario was okay. So just
So
You
let's
know what?
let's go to Instagram. Let's go to Instagram so that we can move on to
oh
another
Lord,
topic.
I'm sorry,
So
it was
the
right there, yo.
so I'm going to read the comments from Instagram before we move to another topic so
Okay,
that we can
sounds
answer
good.
them. So loving me for real said it's safe to say that some men are not argumentative. Yes. The runaway resume said Cameron is a good guy, but not ready to love right now. He's stringing her along. Precity 4 underscore said black men really don't want a strong black alien. They say they do, but they don't. I think he's low key scared of her. And Jay Sway said she keeps choosing him. She won't let go. Talk about that. Oh, anyways, I guess this because this is the first time I'm streaming the panel straight to Instagram because of the new updates. I think they've never heard about us talking about the fact that um Zadia keeps choosing Cameron. And I think I will relate it to this journalist comment. Do you think they are wasting their power because they are not dating enough men and are basically sticking to the same man? This is one thing I think I complained about it from week 2 to about week 5. That the only person that was actually really trying was Venetia, and I thought Ashley gave trying, but now it seemed it's just proved that Ashley was not really trying. She has been stuck. Because I know that if it was Kirsten's family member, most of what happened would definitely not have happened. But that's a story for another day. But she kept choosing Cameron and to date still with him, but looking from the show perspective, she never gave anybody any chance. We are in week 10 in their time, maybe week 5. But for those valuable weeks, for those valuable men, she chose one man consistently back to back, even when they were having issues, editing or no editing. But consistently, she chose Cameron. Even when the things were looking shaky, she chose Cameron because we will still talk about this situation, but I'm just going to pick a little bit from what Shari said. He has been actually outside camera, coming to pick her every night and dropping her back.
He
What you
knew from
said?
day one. And for those on so Instagram, listen, you guys need to check out the videos. Go ahead and go to our channel and watch the replays because we have covered every episode and we've talked
Yep.
about this. And from day one, the very first episode, we called it out. Listen, Zadia, we know you dropped them jaws for Cameron. Okay, Cameron and you have a physical relationship. You don't want to let that go, which I understand. But if you're here to date and you can see that this man is basically really not trying to date you, he's just trying to see you, there's a difference. Okay. He's not trying to date, he just wants to see you, which means y'all, he'll come pick you up. Y'all do your thing. He'll drop you off. But as far as communication or, actually building on a real relationship, it's not something that really is going to happen. And I feel like Zadia, she should have really tried, but because that physical relationship she had from day one with Cameron, it it was too hard to break. Listen, she's stigmatized. Let's go ahead and say it. He must have put it down. He did something, and that's why she's at the point where she's like, "What do you want to do? Do you want to do it? Is that what you want me to do?" Because she can't think for herself. She's clouded.
So wait a minute. Let me see if I got this right. So Solana, you said that Cam picks her up and drops her off, and that and that Gigi said that Zadia dropped them draws. Well, it looks like, ladies and gentlemen, there is some fish catching going on, ladies and gentlemen. And maybe Zadia needs to let this fish go. Just saying. Mm, I need to stop. I need to stop.
Listen, there's a lot of catching going on. Okay, because she's throwing it and he's catching it. And listen, and we talked about it. If that is your way of dating, that is fine. Because some people, they like to have sex quick. They want to listen here. I want to know what I'm getting into.
I
Because
mean,
who
as
like, and we've said that.
Colombian
Who wants?
Magda said on Instagram, she did say that she has gotten none from the beginning, at the beginning of this show. So her was ready to be harvested. So let's
I
keep it
mean, she
there.
basically digged into some king. She basically digged into some king cake. That's all that was.
Listen, she was on Cam's camera. Okay, listen, she was.
Lord help.
So
We
we
got
gonna let's go ahead and move along because honestly, since Zadi is not, we are. Let's move along.
Yeah, so let's go to our lovely Charisse. Oh, there's some
oh
comments. There's some comments. Donaldi said when asked why Zadia didn't give Richard a chance because it appeared like they enjoyed each other, she responded, appeared. Yeah, because she was just going through the motions. Zaria was not there. And I said this already that Zaria was not enjoying the process. She was going through the motions to tell them that, oh, you've paid me for this episode. Well, I've done enough for your payment. I said this already. So it's not like a new thing. Aren't we really assuming that Zadia and Kam are sex? No, I'm not assuming. I'm going by what Shari said when they had an argument. I'm not assuming. I was not there, so I'm not assuming anything. I'm going by what Shari said. That's why I said that before we speak on that situation, I'm going to pick from what she said and speak on it. But yeah, so let's
Right.
go
We
to
can all
Shari's
say
side.
allegedly and in our opinion. I can say that allegedly and in my opinion. Because what
absolutely.
I
Yeah,
say is allegedly and in my opinion. That's just what it is. But listen, we have still spoken on the fact of if that is the case. This is still a what if scenario. We're not really saying that she's, we're not saying we know for a fact she did this, okay? But
Exactly.
we're
And it's
still,
been
just bringing out possible facts or scenarios of just how things are going. And
and it's
we all have eyeballs and we all can
right.
see.
And it's been huge undertones since the beginning with that and like with that argument 4 o'clock in the morning. So it's been undertones of this all season. You know what I mean? Just hadn't been confirmed yet.
yeah.
From
So
the
let's
very first
go.
episode.
Yeah.
So Sharice met with Maurice's daughter and cousin, and I felt like the meeting was so boring. I can't remember anything. I just remember that she's a speech therapist, and the conversation was stale as all. Then they had a spa date where she claimed that he's like her, they are moving forward, he knows her, like generic, 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 generic. I'm bored, but whatever you want to say, talk about it. I think I actually snoozed off in this part, but yeah.
Wow. Wow. Now hang on a second. Now listen, my daughter is very articulate and wise and smart. Now you can call me dope, okay? Because we all know I am. I don't like sugar on grits. I don't like Popeyes, and I like a cold Cabernet Sauvignon. Okay, but I thought that I spoke more than on the first couple of dates. So can we at least give me some credit for being better?
Well, listen, Maurice, I don't know how you keep getting Braylon's microphone, but we gonna have to talk about this. If you are not paying a microphone fee, you're gonna have to get off the line. Secondly, only credit we can give you is the fact that you don't have bunions. Okay, that's it and that's all. Now,
Let's move on. Let's move on. I can't control. I can't do this.
now listen, when it comes to Sharice and Maurice, listen, they
Oh,
they go together like like I told you, like chicken and mayo. Just no flavor and bland. Just
And
that's it. No seasoning. Don't put no salt or pepper on it. They don't need it. They listen. Okay, and
someone on Instagram, authentically D said, Sharice always has this look where her lips are upside down. I wish you guys can see the Instagram comments. They are really savage.
oh my God.
Sharice reminds me of Mommy Dearest. She just wants to enjoy and be taken care of. We're showing our age. The Instagram is jokes right now. But yeah.
that's what it is. She just wants leisure. And listen, there was a comment that you made, Slana, when you said that he gives. Would you say sugar daddy vibes? Yes,
Serious sugar daddy vibes.
yes. He absolutely looks like. Listen, around like okay, listen, everybody's got a strip somewhere where they live where there's some hoochie holes that be he looks like he patrols those streets sometimes. Just sometimes. Not always. Assuming allegedly, in my opinion, I'm just saying this is shits and giggles. Shits and giggles, guys. Donna D, please don't get in the comments and say, oh my God, aren't you assuming? Listen, shits and giggles, laugh. Just laugh, okay? It's okay. We love everybody. Listen, no, but he like I feel like neither one of them have substance. Like they really don't have personality and it meshes well. That's why last time they talked and he was like, we can just look at each other. We don't even have to talk because y'all don't have ways of conversation. Now it was nice, him introducing her to his daughter and him saying, his daughter saying how they didn't, that was the first woman she's met. That was wonderful, you know, but
Yeah, she
that
was
leaves
the
me.
highlight of the episode. She did more of the talking. If not for her, that entire scene would have been boring. And yes, Zanadi, she was impressed by the daughter because she could talk, something Maurice cannot afford to do for some reason. But then when he was speaking here, I sort of understood where he was coming from. I mean, he talked about being in the army. I thought maybe he would have been active for about 10 years, and I would have understood why he's naturally quiet. He was active for 1 year, and he said nothing major really happened. Although he went for what was that one he went to? Forgotten what it is. But just 1 year should not make you mute. Should not make you so. It gives this spidey feeling like you want to be mysterious. I ask you things I want to know. I look into your eyes and I find out everything about you. Like God, please.
Right, like, no. Like, listen, hold on. Are you really like that gives off the vibe like that's like lifetime movie vibes. Just like there's something hidden in the closet. Just don't go upstairs in the attic because he's got some shit up there that if you see, you won't have to get locked up there because you can't go tell nobody. It's like,
Look,
or
it
like,
was
or 2 years down the road, you find out that he's really not a lawyer. He lost his license, but he still pretends to practice. No one knows. Like, not saying this is true. I'm just saying, like, that's the vibes, like that, where I don't know, you have no substance, no conversation, or it's like you basically don't want anyone to know about you or get to know you. I don't know, just kind of weird.
no, no,
Yeah.
I definitely agree. There's definitely a distance with him being giving emotionally, and look, not him going down to the valley where the girls get naked to create cases and pound down verdicts in a makeshift courtroom in the champagne room. I
Oh,
cannot with
listen,
y'all. I cannot with y'all.
listen.
Oh my
That's
lord.
just what it is.
Okay.
It's just, it, honestly, I feel like out of anyone, if there is someone to leave in a relationship, it would be Sharissa Maurice. I could see that. I could definitely see it.
Oh yeah, the Gulf War. Thank you, Jay. I was trying to
Oh yeah, when he said he was in the Gulf War. Oh yeah, I forgot about
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Well, let's move on. They bore me to death. You notice I really don't like talking about them. It's like there's nothing major to talk about. But yeah, let's move on. This is the second to the final thing we're going to speak on. That's the Venetia. Then we'll go into the Charisse versus Zadia situation. So Venetia got to meet Tabari's mom and brother. His mom was really cute, and
Very
then
sweet.
she
Very sweet.
complained about the fact that they had communication issues. I love the way they actually spoke about it. She talking about, oh, if there's something that it's no, she said it was an issue. Then the mom had to correct her, saying, no, it's not an issue, it's a concern. That if there's something you're really concerned about, then you talk to him and help him walk through it. And I like the fact that his brother had his back. I think out of
Yeah.
all the families, his family really had his back because they were able to explain why he's that way and how they could actually walk through it without it like causing issues for their relationship. Then they had a meeting to, let's say meeting, a date where he talked about how, oh, there's marriage in the future, blah blah blah. They are good. He sees her in his life. I had to put this picture because it was so funny. Because what was the meaning of this gap? But for me,
He just could not put it. Oh my gosh.
I think on paper they are good, but in principle, it's giving me Ashley and Donald vibes.
I don't know if
Oh
it
my
gives me that.
gosh, Daddy.
First of all, I ain't mad at the brother. That is a beautiful view. If I was him, I would be saying, "Oh, hashtag happy day for my damn self." But it's not about me. But no, I will say this. I think that meeting actually helped the relationship, because sometimes it's one thing to know your partner, it's another thing to know who your partner relates to in terms of family and connection. So I thought it was great. And I think the fact that Vernisha is seeing that side of him, because we've heard all season, can he be more serious? Well, damn it, you got somebody that you can actually communicate with. Like what else do you need?
I agree with that. Like, I really do feel like he's been respectful. He's definitely coming out of that, just funny, stage. He's actually being more serious and being more purposeful with conversation and what he's asking, and, how you know, he's being more assertive, I feel. And I actually like the fact that, I mean, this is a funny view, and all I can feel is like, he already knows what's going to happen if he press up against her, so he want to make sure he doesn't. So listen, so we see, but I
I
feel like that's
mean,
also another respectful thing, because it's like he knows himself, and he's like, I'm not going to put myself there. And maybe, she's like, hey, don't press up against me. I'm not ready for you to be behind me, which he could have just stood on the side of her. Honestly, they could have just stood side by side, and he lightly could have been holding her still. But
I'm
anyways, like, I
I mean,
mean, I feel
I
like
mean,
they okay. What?
no, I was just gonna say whether he was standing beside her or behind her, she's still blessed either way. So it was gonna be a touch so
Listen,
bad.
and
Yes.
listen, and that is definitely a fact. No one is discrediting that. Okay, we are not trying to
Because
say
I
anything
mean,
otherwise.
when she came in, she looked really, really, really gorgeous, like
Yeah,
breathtaking.
Yeah.
let
But
me tell
yeah,
you, Radisha always kills it. She be looking good all the time. I'm like, girl, you better do that shit, because she does it. Okay. Out of all
yeah,
of them, Bernicia is my favorite. I'm gonna say it. She is.
Same. Same.
And
yeah,
I feel like she's definitely dating with purpose. And I could see her and Tabari together, but then again, I feel like they're really not compatible. Like, I don't know, something in me is just like, no, that's just not it. But sometimes like, I really hope that, they work out. I really do.
Yeah, same. And you know what? Honestly, too, I think, you know, to use a former person, Graham Marye, about, we have so many things in common and differences. I think that this probably here was a connection that nobody expected, but I can actually feel the realness from them. You know what I mean? The hesitation, the communication styles, and it seems like they have actually really gotten to know each other. Like nobody has faked anything. Renisha has stood 10 toes down and him being more serious, and he has stood 10 toes down in his personality. And they haven't really switched up for the camera, but it seems like they are evolving for each other. So I appreciate the realness, because at least they're not trying to fake the funk.
mm-hmm. And Humble Mix said, I love when I can give constructive criticism and someone is willing to listen and change the behavior. I mean, for him to stop being all like laughy laughy was actually a very good thing. Bernicia is that girl. I love, yeah, she's actually that good. There's something just wrong, but we may I think it's very smart of her to go for someone that isn't her usual type. I mean, if her usual type has failed her several times, you might as well change it up. From Instagram, before we continue, the runaway resume said he really likes her. I hope she's serious about him. Authentically D said Venetia really deserves the true love. Jasue said Venetia is going to find something else wrong with him. It won't last. Oh, Purple Butterfly 499 said all of those men want television exposure. They will be in a bet or Tubi movie soon like the other ones. But
Not
Tabari
to be,
is
Lord help.
uh-uh. Tabari is actually well made. I don't think he needs to be on Tubi. Maybe
No,
Jabari.
No, right, Jabari, shoot.
Just
Kirsten on
said
Kirsten
I felt
definitely needs
like
to be on
Jabari was a
TV.
good fit too. Jabari is a good guy if he was an entrepreneur, J I think she would have had problems along the way with the fact that he is not an entrepreneur because she always talks about the entrepreneurship, how she loves an entrepreneur. So it would have actually caused a problem along the way with their relationship. So yeah, Tabari would have not worked out for her. That's a Tabari Jabari.
And yes, I would say Jabari, Kirsten, and Cameron could be on Tubi.
Lord
Like,
help.
Cam might even be on BET. Okay, I'll give him BET. But no. Y'all ain't gonna do Tabari like that now. Listen, he might not be Renisha's match, but damn, he's somebody's match.
That part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but no, I don't. I just, like I said, something deep down in me tells me that something's not right with that relationship and they really are not connected like that. But I could be wrong and I want the best for Venetia, so I'm going to go and root for her. So,
Yeah. So let's go on to the final scene, then we can like talk our talk. So I decided to put this last because I didn't know how to arrange it into the whole thing where Charisse versus Zadia. So they start off speaking about the Archie situation with Donald, talking about how Sherry said she doesn't like the fact that Donald, knowing how Ashley is, brought a female to meet her, that he knows the way she would have reacted, and that did not make sense. Zadia felt that she has no problem with a female friend meeting you for the first time. And then from they were joking, and they get into the LJ situation, and she's like, because in our season, when LJ was there, you remember LJ was still sleeping with his ex. That was the female that came. And even after the show ended, he was still sleeping with the ex. It was like a whole drama around that time during their season. And that's why she does not want female friend, because she does not want to be embarrassed on TV. She would rather find out outside of TV. Then Zaga brings up the fact that, oh, but I saw you kissing LJ. Are you not kissing your friend that way? And then she gets defensive, saying it was just not a sexual kiss or anything. But Zadia is like, a kiss is a kiss. You do not kiss your friends like that. And then she brings up the fact that, but then you do not kiss your friends like that, but you do not sleep with they no, don't talk about me. Meanwhile, you are also sleeping with what's his name? Cameron.
Cam.
He always comes in the night to pick you. So do not talk about me. What do you guys think?
when I say Sharice was waiting, she was waiting.
She
She had
was
that ammo.
sitting right.
Listen, she had that ammo waiting. She cocked that shit. She loaded it up. She cocked that shit and fired as soon as she could. She
Yep.
was waiting for a chance to get her Zadia and let her know, because ever since the first day, when her and Zadia got into it, she's not really rocked with Zadia like that. Okay?
Hmm.
We know this. But for her to come out and say, like, honestly, I don't feel like Zadia was saying anything wrong or like, trying to like call her out like that. But Sharice was ready for it all. It didn't matter. I feel
Nah,
like Zadia could have said anything and Sharice was like, yo, we know that you fucking Cameron. We see you leave every night and he brings you back. Girl, we know what you're doing.
but if you know that two of you do not see eye to eye, you do not say things that will get you dragged.
Exactly.
Facts. So
Because
And I
you feel like Zadia wanted the smoke, like Zadia was being shady too.
did not want the smoke, and I do not think she was being shady because she was laughing. But
no, I don't.
still, you know that Charisse doesn't like you. You do not like her. There are some people you do not joke with. These are expensive jokes.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I mean, Zadia was being very gracious because she could have said, "Well, you know what? At least Cam know how to work his mouth, unlike Maurice."
Oh no, 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 no. Okay, let's look at the
Oh
comments.
shit.
The comments are not agreeing with us. Humble Mix says Zadia was still mad when Charisse called her out to Tamika in the beginning. Now she was definitely calling her out. Zadia was like, I saw it, and it was not a kiss you give to a friend. Ooh, and Donadi said, Zaria said they didn't show the whole conversation between her and Charisse. She said that Charisse constantly talked about her and Cameron's relationship, so that's why she brought up the kiss. Oh, so she was definitely trying to start shit and hoping that it would get on TV. But yeah, I did hear that her and Charisse did not really like see
Eye to
eye
eye.
to eye throughout the entire season. So I would not, to be honest, let's be honest. I don't mind getting an oop back anytime. If I see a chance, I'm going to use it. Let me not be a, let me not be a, what's that word? And like a hypocrite. I will do it too. If I have one chance to get my enemy, I will use it. So I'm not going to be a hypocrite.
Right.
Listen here,
But
we all
still,
do that. Let's just go ahead and be honest.
Yeah,
Let's be honest. We
that's
all
true.
have at least done it or will do it.
oh,
Yeah.
okay. Zadia is saying a lot of things. Let me bring it out. I didn't really check my comments, but she's saying a lot of things on Instagram. Let me share it to
Oh,
you.
Zadia's in the comments.
Yeah.
Okay, Zadia, what's up? Tell us your part, because
Let me
I
bring
mean,
it up. Oh, she said to believe that I would have a conversation about my dating and sex life with that lady is a sin. She showed me from the beginning that she isn't a person to be trusted.
Oh my.
Okay, this is actually crazy.
right? I mean, it seemed like she's had issues with Zadia, like I said, from day one. When that shit happened, when Zadia so called woke her up in the morning, and even Zadia tried to apologize, she was not here for that shit. Sharice
Was
didn't
not.
like her at all. And she was just waiting for
I
the
mean,
time to come back out with some stuff.
there are some people we just do not like, but yeah, it's actually watching that scene. We went from 0 to 1 million. It was almost like I had a whiplash because we were watching something so funny, and then all of a sudden you're revealing that someone had sex with somebody, someone had this. So it's really, really crazy.
Yeah.
It's almost like, are you mad because you and Maurice haven't had sex, or you have and it's trash? But because you feel like he's got some money, you gonna go ahead and stick beside him. Like, what's the case? What's the cause? Because I don't understand like the issue with her and Zadia. Like, I really don't
Yeah.
get it. So what? She met somebody, she went out with him, stayed out all night. So what? Like, I
Yeah. I
don't feel
mean,
like that should be something that she's so invested in, because it's not something that, messes with her
But
heart or not. Like, I mean,
it.
her life.
still,
I'm.
still, you know how Cherise is. It's like you see a fire and then you jump into it.
I mean, honestly, to tell you the truth, I didn't really see the big deal of it because, I mean, at the beginning, middle, end of the day, all four of you are on a journey. And I feel like Sharice has held that 4 a.m. thing and being called out since the beginning leading to this. And it's just like, if you, as Bishop T.D. Jakes said, holding on to your history can hold you back from your destiny. So why are you about somebody else's history when you should be making your own history? You know, I'm not even trying to be funny. But this reminds me of a particular situation that somebody was big mad that they decide to move on and then try to get somebody off the show. Never mind. Let me be quiet. Let me be quiet.
Listen, I just feel like I just don't understand. Listen, y'all know I don't really like Sharice. Okay, I done told y'all that from probably day one.
From
Just the way
jump,
that she
yes.
is, her energy, she just has that, ugh, like that stuck up ass bouginess that just gets under my skin. But it's like, girl, stop trying to judge this woman for how she did or what she did. Like, that's her life. It's not
Hmm.
yours. Whatever she does with her vagina, it doesn't affect you. Like, what she eats don't make you shit. So why are you so caught up in what she's doing?
No, you're right. You're right.
Like, for real.
No, no, you're not. You're not lying. I'm laughing with you, not at you.
Oh, because like serious shit. I'll say that again for those who don't understand. What Zadi eats don't make Sharice shit. So why is Sharice worried about what Zadi is doing?
Exactly.
Ah,
Exactly
hey,
right.
sorry, guys, my dog.
No, all good.
Yeah.
All good.
They were both wrong in my opinion, though. Sharice looked caught. We know Sharice plays for the cameras. Let me read some Instagram comments. She wears a scowl on her face. Sharice is always angry. She's only nice when she sees dollar signs in someone. Ooh, that's shady. Yeah, totally agree. Sharice took the convo to a whole nother level. Yeah, because I think she could
Yeah.
have easily played it off. This is a conversation that could have easily been played off, but a vendetta was had against Zadia. So from joke to anger in the span of how many minutes? But then you have to look at it in another way too. I'm on a show to find love, and then you
Mhm.
are saying I'm kissing somebody on the show. That calls my integrity
Into
into
question.
question and makes it. She obviously knew that was not going to be filmed because it most likely was not filmed. It was probably out of camera. And she knew that if that was said, it would make her look like she's sleeping with LJ while still looking for someone to find love. And
Well,
yes, on the make, he made her look guilty because I would have laughed it up and said, "Oh, he's my friend. We kiss each other like that."
I mean, it's not like Zadia said, "Hey, Sharice, did you give LJ a BJ or anything like
hold
that?"
on,
Like
but
it was.
Zadia did. Wait a minute, but Zadia did say that she knows that Sharice and LJ did more than just kiss. Out of Zadia's mouth, it was on there. Check the confessional. Now I'm not. I don't know if she's saying that they did that at that time or if this was during when they was on the show. But Zadia did say that she knows that Sharice and LJ did more than just kiss. Hello, are we there? Y'all good?
No, we're here. No, we're here.
Oh, I'm
We're
sorry.
here.
Was that a shocker? Did no one
No,
else
no,
hear
no,
that
no,
but
no.
me?
No, no, no,
Did
no,
no
no, no,
one?
no, no, no. It
I caught
wasn't the
it,
fact that was a
but it did
shocker
not
at all. No,
register.
I'm with you.
Did no
I'm
one else
with
hear that but me? Okay, all right.
no, no, no,
I'll
no.
find it
You're
and play
absolutely
it.
no.
I
You're
caught
you're
it, but
absolutely right.
it never registered to me. So that's why I'm like, oh, it's true. That didn't register.
And not to mention too, you don't get that defensive over a friend. You don't. If you didn't do it, you leave it alone. So obviously, what someone's saying ain't true, then don't respond. But since you responded, it must be true to some degree. You know what I mean? So listen.
Yeah. So I think
That's
we've
exactly what
covered
it is.
majority of the episode. Too bad Q could not join us. But do you guys have any last words before we round it up? Because we've been live for over an hour. I wish Q was here. It's always our what's that word? Our cool, calm
Yes.
Right.
evening. No, we'll ask of his opinion next week. I think next week is the finale, so it's going to be crazy out here. But yeah, do
Yeah.
anybody have any last thoughts before we end the live?
No, I
Nope.
think
Ready for next week. Make sure you
yes,
guys check out all of our channels. We have Talk with Solana. We have Braylon Lee and me. I'm
mhm,
Gigi Man. You guys can check us all out. We're all on Instagram, I believe. We're
yes,
definitely on YouTube. We're here every Saturday. So make sure y'all come and
mhm,
join us because, listen, we are fair with everyone.
yes,
Everyone is
we
going to
are.
get it. We are not sugarcoating, nor do we just, have favorites all like that. Okay. So make sure y'all check us out every Saturday, same time.
Yeah, no,
That's
absolutely.
it.
And I will also say this too. I think I think the reason why the panel is the way that we are is because each one of us brings something different. As Solana said, Q is the cool, calm, collected one. Gigi is the home girl around the way. Solana brings culture and psychology into it. And then me, I mean, y'all heard Maurice come on many times. So, I bring the humor where it's needed. But I think also too we have to recognize that this is a moment in time. And so we're judging from the moment in time that we are all seeing, not based on the experience of who these people are. So
Yeah.
Right.
So thank you to those in the comments. Thank you to our Instagram viewers. Thank you
much
to
love,
our
IG.
YouTube viewers. So if you want to join in the conversation, you have to come to YouTube because I don't think link is postable. This is like a demo for Instagram. They are still working on it. So I'm actually shocked that it worked. But this was a nice conversation. I'll see you
Yes, it
guys
was.
next week, same time. Bye bye.
Bye.
Hey guys, much love, everybody.